Once upon a time, there was a world in which people did not give virtual thumbs up, nor were they obsessed with how many views they received. Since the dawn of the internet, the rise of globalization, and the advancement of personal technology devices, people have never been more connected in a virtual sense. Since 2003, this desire for connection has led to the rise of a multitude of social media platforms. Within the realm of social media, no topics are left untouched, including the influences of leaders within the workforce and how their actions relate to current media trends. This presentation will look at specific actions of leaders that were recorded in social media outlets and use relevant leadership theories to describe the type of leadership depicted in that scenario.
And still more news. Late this afternoon, Disney animation chief John Lasseter, one of Hollywood's most powerful, announced a leave of absence from his job at Pixar, following reports that he was known for grabbing and kissing women. For the PBS NewsHour, I'm Lisa Desjardins.
Although movements such as Me Too and Time's Up have shown light on the abuses of power and gender differences in leadership styles in society, they have also sparked a conversation pertaining to Fletcher and Kofer's discussion on shared leadership. If leadership is a social process and social interactions are fundamental, then social media could be used as a tool for leaders to not only affect followers, but have followers play a role in influencing and creating leadership. It is within this codependent relationship that the topic of unethical leadership practices, perception, and public opinion can emerge.
Well, we know clearly some good has come out of what Facebook does. At the same time, you've got critics out there saying, you, Mark Zuckerberg, your CEO, and others in the leadership of Facebook, let your success go to your head, in effect, that you were doing so well, you were growing so fast, making so much money, that you forgot about one of the essential promises you made to your users, and that is their privacy. How do you explain what went wrong inside the leadership, the thinking at Facebook?
Well, we made big mistakes and we know that. And I think it really is that we were very focused on social experiences and pretty idealistic, that we believed in a world where people could share and experience things together. And we just weren't thinking enough about the bad use cases. And that's on us. We are learning those lessons. So for example, if you think about fake news on Facebook, happened quickly, we weren't doing enough. Now we are. We are now working very closely with third-party fact checkers so that we can identify things as false.
But last fall, I'll just interrupt quickly, Mark Zuckerberg said sometime last year that it was crazy to think the Russians were using Facebook. It turned out to be the case. I mean, the appearance is that Facebook didn't want to see some of the problems until it absolutely had to see them.
Well, Mark apologized for that comment. He knows it was way too flip, and we're taking strong action. So going back to fake news, what we're doing now is that if someone is about to post something that's false, we warn them, hey, our third-party fact checkers have said this is false. If you've posted something, we go back to you and warn you. We dramatically reduce the distribution, and we have a partnership set up with AP in all 50 states ahead of the U.S. midterm election to mark false news.
Sandberg utilizes social media to raise awareness and show the actions she or others have taken to impact issues related to women's rights and having work-life balance. Her posts promote programs that support technological education for women and various other important topics.
Stand and state your name when they bring you the mic.
Hi, Cheryl. My name is Shami. I'm a first-year MBA student at the GSB. Especially here at The View from the Top, when we hear business leaders speak, they often speak about what makes them successful. But you're different in that you choose to inspire people about speaking about overcoming loss and overcoming your doubts. How did you choose to become this kind of a leader?
It's funny, I don't know if I chose to become this kind of leader or that I thought there were things that weren't being said that needed to be said. So I graduated from undergrad in 91, from business school in 1995, and I looked above me and it was all men, and I looked alongside me and there were all these great women. And I just thought that by the time I got where I was, it would be half. And it just wasn't. And so there were bunch of things I wanted to say that I thought people weren't saying. One was that men still run the world, and that's not okay. Like, put a stake in the ground that it's not okay. When I got on that TED stage and I said, men still run the world, everyone gasped as if that was a surprise. And to this day, I can go into rooms and say, men still run the world, and people are like, yes, they do. What a shocker. You're like, guys, you have 95% of the top jobs. Like, this isn't that hard, right? But the answer is why. Like, what are the cultural things that are holding us back? Ready? Men in the audience, men only. Raise your hand if anyone ever called you bossy. There's always a few. There's always one or two. Women in the audience, raise your hand if anyone ever called you bossy. I want everyone to turn around and look at that. Put your hands back up. So next time you see a little girl called bossy, and it will be this weekend if you look for it, you walk right up to the people that called her bossy, probably her parents, and you say, that little girl is not bossy. That little girl has executive leadership skills. Okay. I want you to wait. Ready? I'm going to try that the other way. That little boy has executive leadership skills. I have done that exactly that way and gotten a huge laugh out of every audience in every country I've ever done that in. But here's the bad news. That's bias. And if you don't think you have it, I just proved you do. Because the reason we laugh is that it's funny that a little girl has executive leadership skills because it goes against our expectations and type. So in case you sit here at the Stanford Business School thinking that other people have the biases that hold women back, it's you too. I laughed, you laughed. It's me and it's you. We all have the stereotype that is keeping women from leading. And you just got through 2 years at Stanford and it didn't change. No, let's be honest. That's what I wanted to say. And then I wanted to say there's a whole bunch of stuff women are also doing to hold themselves back. So I don't think I chose to be any kind of leader. I chose to say those three things. We need more women in leadership, the culture is holding us back, and there are things we can do. And again, I think if you're looking for what kind of leader you're going to be, you are too inwardly focused. Focus on what you want to say because it matters, or what you want to build, or what you want to make, or who you want to serve. And that's how you become the kind of leader you are, if that makes sense.
In a research study completed on the importance of communication amongst leaders, Lee found that communication is the key to being a good leader. Thus, leaders' effective communication with the employees will motivate a workforce to contribute to the company's financial success. Additionally, a 2014 survey from Brandfog found that 2/3 of the UK respondents and nearly 3/4 of the US respondents believe that a company whose CEOs and leadership team use social media to communicate about core mission, brand values, and purpose is more trustworthy.
I know these are special circumstances, but there'll be many women who will have done this well before I have.
We've got good results from the frontier, we've got good results from the Punjab, and we're hoping for better results right now. I said to Mommy, here we go again.
So that's my focus.
Leadership is multidimensional, and with the dawn of the internet, social media has added another dimension to consider as a leader. The rise and influence of social media platforms has given leaders food for thought in a globalized, diversified, and content-hungry world. If leadership is multidimensional, a leader must be multifaceted in their approach. It is within this transparency-demanded social media arena that the public is requesting a glimpse into the intrinsic identity of a leader. These followers are holding court over leaders, judging not only their competence as a figurehead, but their role as a parent, brother, sister, and their political views. Long gone is the day when social media was used as a tool to find out what your favorite celebrity had for breakfast. The numbers are staggering. From Bill Gates' 46 million Twitter followers to Oprah Winfrey's 43 million, the reach of these leaders is astonishing, and with great power comes great responsibility. In a single sentence or emoji, a leader can influence and hold sway over opinions, manipulate facts, bring laughter and comfort, and sign a social death warrant by simply pressing a like button or sharing a story. In recent events, social media's ability to hold individuals accountable for their actions is its greatest achievement. With the rise of social media, leadership is not tied to the confines of the immediate physical environment. Social media provides leaders the opportunity to inspire and motivate others if they exhibit the characteristics demonstrated by Sheryl Sandberg and Prime Minister Ardern. Likewise, it also has the power to quickly sully one's character through promoting awareness of pseudo-transformational qualities of a leader, as depicted through John Lasseter's recent downfall. It is a tightrope walk today's leaders are going to have to traverse, with a watchful eye on past transgressions and future goals.